Hey everyone, so good to have you all join me again for another episode where I take a look at commercial games which were made in Godot or are being made in Godot. Today I'm taking a look at Brotato.
GameDev Journey.
This is a top-down arena shooter roguelite where you play as a potato, wielding up to 6 weapons at a time to fight off hordes of aliens. You can choose from a variety of traits and items to create unique builds and survive until help arrives. Brotato has had massive success, and I would argue that it must be one of the most successful commercial games made in the Godot engine at the moment, with SteamDB estimating between 500,000 and a million owners. It reached a peak concurrent player count of 30,000 when it was released a few months ago, and now it averages around 5,000 at any given time. Blobfish's full name is Thomas Gefroot, and I couldn't be happier for him. He's been making small indie games since 2018, starting out in Game Maker Studio 2, but now he's switched to the Godot engine. The reasons for the switch are quite interesting. Basically, Thomas believes that the strengths of Game Maker and other engines like it, such as Construct, are that they're a great entry for newcomers to game development, as you don't have that many things to learn before you can make cool stuff. The drawback is that although it's really good for small games and jams, it's much harder than it needs to be for bigger commercial games, because you have to make all kinds of more complex systems from scratch yourself. Godot, on the other hand, is a very minimalistic engine. You can just download a small file and start working right away. It's the perfect balance between Game Maker and Unity. It's small and slick, but also gives you some advanced functionalities like editor tools and 3D support with none of the fluff. Brotato is Thomas's first commercial game after learning how to use the Godot engine, and I think we can easily say that he's hit it out of the park. My hope is to draw attention to the fact that the game was made in Godot, so that it can open the engine up to a wider audience. I don't think that Thomas could have hoped for more in his first commercial Godot release. It's a start that all indie devs dream of. Now that you've finished Vampire Survivors, your fingers should be supple, spry, and ready to try a livelier arcade walking waver shooter, which gives you much greater control over your weapons. Consider Vampire Survivors your warm-up for Brotato. It's faster and more furious, and you won't overpower the enemies as easily, which means you'll have to pay more attention and you will be more engaged. Rotato is a love letter to the golden days of the Flash games of Newgrounds, and you could be forgiven for thinking that you've stepped through a time warp. It's all good though, because this is incredible replayability at bargain basement prices, and you'll be coming back for more and more. From the development perspective, it really shows off what the Godot engine is capable of, and just what can be achieved with the engine by a solo dev. This is pure quality, and best of all, Godot allowed the development to reach completion in a relatively short time span. So, what do you think of Brotato and the use of the Godot engine? Please let me know in the comments. That's all for now. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you all again next time.